3v3 Calderis Refinery. Blue team is Gaius Baltar as a Chaos Lord, melee commander, very tanky, bashes through cover and cannot be suppressed. Alongside him is Aekold as a Mekboy, teleporting commander, fights in range, does some pretty nice damage and has some disruption too. Namonakiheishi as a force commander, rounding out the blue team, melee commander, can support his marines, offensive, engaging a Techmarine here. This is Ingo. Techmarine is a ranged commander, can deploy turrets and do some pretty nice damage. Gantz alongside him is another Techmarine, and we have Gwynoth as a Apothecary, Ultramarine Apothecary. Support commander, fights in melee by default, can heal as his starting ability. 3 VPs as always, natural for blue in southwest, 1 in the centre and natural for red in the northeast. We have double Techmarines shooting at these Space Marines, sorry. They are in heavy cover. This Techmarine engaging in melee, not sure what he's doing. He might go down here. That was a huge mistake from Ingo. I suppose he can just be revived immediately, but still. Scouts taking centre for Gantz. Looks like blues have pushed the west side with Orks and Chaos. Apothecary forced off. Bashing a power node now even. Space Marines coming to try and scare them off. Heavy ranged infantry. Double shooters for Aekold. Light ranged infantry. No big shooters yet for them. Did he get some war gear? He did. A death gun. Suppression weapon for his Mekboy. Chaos Lord getting pretty low on health and retreats. Death gun now facing up against these Marines. 4A6 plays 498, 2-1 cap for blue. Gaius Baltar getting some havocs. Blues pushing the east side again. Tarantula turret going down on this side. That was Ingo. A suppression turret, very tough to deal with in tier 1 if it's supported well. Apothecary healing his Space Marines, forcing off heretics, and Kraken bolts on these CSM, but they have shooter boy support. Mekboy's idle, just teleported somewhere here, shutting down these Space Marines, and they're forced off. I assume Gwynoth is going for an Assault Marine squad if they can keep hold of their power in a way. They do have 3 gens here. Blues taking over the map. Scouts are taking centre for red though. Double tactical marines for Ingo. Heavy ranged infantry. Ouch. The death gun at close range is nasty, taking out a Space Marine. Now we have Gantz all on his own. Forced off the Mekboy, but he's going to be forced off himself by all this range firepower. Chaos Space Marines were moving to melee him there, but he retreated anyway. 470 plays 472. Red team having a torrid time early on. Havocs now covering the entrance to Gwynoth's base. He has his mastercrafted bolter. Assault Marines are on the field. Disruption infantry that jump into the fight in melee. Great synergy with the Apothecary since he can support them. Force commander kitted out with artificial armor and the Iron Halo, so he's going to be pretty tough, especially in tier 1. Bit of a standoff. Assault Marines, Space Marines and Apothecary versus a Chaos Lord, CSM, Havocs and Heretics. Here comes some Space Marines from Gantz to reinforce. Heretics now meleeing these Assault Marines. They have their aspiring champion, so they are a very strong melee unit in tier 1. Assault Marines trying to finish off these Chaos Space Marines. No, more of a defensive jump, I think, to get away from the heretics. Blue's taking center with sluggers. That turret did go down, not sure what happened to it, missed that. Maybe Ingo had to retreat, so just scuttled it. We have flame attacks on this node. Kraken bolts popped. Kraken bolts do more damage to heavy infantry, these Space Marines forcing melee. Take out one member, but they are forced off themselves without loss. It's going to be a triple cap for blue here. 429 plays 443. Red's pushed back all the way across the map. Burners on these sluggers, making short work of two generators in a line. Also gives them a couple of power melee weapons. Scouts taking center. They have their infiltration upgrade. Turret going down on this west side from Gantz. Grenade launcher heretics will not like that. Havoc setting up. Bit of a standoff over this power. Mekboy in melee. What is he doing? He's gonna die. Must be have his attention elsewhere. Just about gets away. Sluggers forced off. They did really hurt that power farm though. Devastators on the field from Gantz. Set up team that suppress with the heavy bolter. Artificial armor on Gantz. Ingo has a plasma gun. Force commander of Namonakiheishi is fully kitted out. Power fist, devastating melee weapon. Artificer and his iron halo is forced off by devastators at close range though. 49 plays 363. Chaos and Orks have been working together on this west side the whole game. They are caught on the edge of the tarantula turret. Chaos Lord can kite around. He doesn't have his combi flamer. He's going to engage it in melee. There's a lot of red stuff here though. Assault Marines, Tax and Apothecaries. Shooters are jumped. They have their big shooter but don't want to be in melee with Assault Marines. Assault Marines need a heal. Blues are forced off. Chaos Lord trying to take out the turret, but with his default weapon it would take him a while. Scouts were repairing it as well. Loads of stuff leveled up over here. Ingo went down, I assume that's why they leveled. Level 2 Tax, level 2 Scouts, Plasma Devastators on the field. Artillery unit for Space Marines, setup squads of double stick bombers for Aekold. Artillery unit that fight in melee. This is a mistake from Gwynoth. Should be pushing, he's not doing anything. He could easily avoid these havocs and cap, maybe even bash this power, but he's just sitting back. Scouts have their sergeant giving them a grenade. Gantz is back on his feet. Or is it Ingo that's back on his feet? Gantz, level 3 now. Librarian on the field for Ingo, sub-commander for Space Marines. Support and damage spells, fights in melee. Pretty solid in melee too. Are they going to push this power farm? Ingo has his plasma gun, great versus heavy infantry. I heard a lot of stick bombs there. Did not see where. Tarantula turret is being camped. A mistake in my opinion. He should have pushed when he had the chance. Chaos Lord, Armor of the Inferno, disrupting these Devastators. This Chaos Lord needs to retreat right now. Devastator's going to take him out in close range and does. Poor judgment. Marines and Techmarine taking out generators or trying to. Plasma Devs hit their own scouts with the Veil of Time. Librarian is idle now, whereas Ingo's Librarian is engaging stuff in melee. He's getting very, very low on health and retreats. 2-1 cap for red, 3-5-4 plays 3-6-1. Reds have come back pretty well. It's now very close. These Marines are in big trouble. Bloodletters and Sluggers in retreat path. One squad went down, other squad very lucky not to lose members, have their missile. The turret is toast. Bloodletters on the field from Gaius Baltar, very strong heavy melee units, can warp around. Gantz pushing back. Mark of Khorne on these Chaos Marines. They lose a member though and retreat. Chaos Lord is still down. There's a load of stick bombers. Didn't need to retreat there, but he did. Blue's taking this power. Namonakiheishi taking red's natural. Plasma's set up in a great position. You see the range it has, covering anything coming out of that base. I'm not sure if Ingo knows it's there. Oh, frag grenade takes out a Marine. Shotguns also on these scouts. Take out another Marine. Fantastic job by them. That's over 160 requisition of damage done by a single scout squad in a matter of seconds. We have a dreadnought on the field for Gantz. Walker unit for Space Marines. It has the assault cannon upgrade. It's not shown in its upgrade window, but it does have it, as you can see. Great versus infantry at range. Triple cap for blue. Reds are again being swamped. Chaos Lord is still down. Bloodletters phase out, trying to close this dreadnought in melee. They do fantastic damage to all targets. They're going to be forced off though. Sluggers with their burners working on this power. Blue team will go tier 3. Ingo tier 3 from the red team. He can almost get a venerable dreadnought. Needs a bit more zeal. Here are the scouts, level 2 now, from Namonakiheishi. Grenade on these scouts, they get away. They can now cap red's natural. Lots of stuff dying over here. Khorne Marines, turning them into a pretty strong melee unit. Assault Marines just getting away, do they? They do. Knobs on the way for Aekold. This is bad news. I don't see reds coming back, but you never know. Chaos Predator on the way for Baltar. Namonakiheishi, I assume, is saving up for Terminators. Red team just didn't go heavy enough in tier 1, I think. Space Marines can have a hard time in tier 1 if you don't invest in it. Ouch, that's a dead tactical Marine squad because of stick bombers. They level up. Or not. What leveled up here? Was it the Sluggers? Another load of stick bombs going in against the Techmarine. He'll be alright. Dreadnought weighing in with its assault cannon. Reds taking their natural back, blues taking centre with these super scouts, which to coat those Marines. Knobs on the field for Aekold. Elite infantry have their U-jammers. They will be very, very bad news for this dreadnought. It's fleeing, but of course vehicles cannot retreat. Apothecary needs to run, heals himself, and stands around. Dreadnought's going to go down here. Eventually the Apothecary retreats. Gwynoth not having the best game. This is global repair popped by the Techmarine trying to save his dreadnought. It's a global ability of his. It's not going to work. Dreadnought goes down. That is surely it for red team. Ingo does have Terminators on the field. They have their assault cannon. But we do have assault terminators on the field for Namonakiheishi. They are mark targeted by the Techmarine, but he's not able to engage them while they are. Signum armor allowing him to do that. Terminators taking out the Techmarine. Thunder hammers and storm shields by default. Chasing ranged terminators who have power fists of their own, but they're no match for assault terminators in melee. Force Commander level 3, Aekold level 2, Gaius Baltar still level 1, still dead. Ingo level 2, Gantz level 5 because he revived Ingo a bunch of times I think. Gwynoth level 3 has his improved medical equipment. This Gen Farm is dead. 351 plays 127. Red team have basically been just hanging on the entire game. Lascannon Devastators largely wasteful. Only one vehicle on the field, which is a Chaos Predator Mark of Zinch. Stick bombers flying in. Elite infantry terminators, ultramarine variety. Cannot retreat, of course, though they can teleport out. Blues completely pushing Gwynoth back into his base. 351 plays 79. Chaos Lord still down. Middle is uncapped. Namonakiheishi has done really well to pressure this natural VP of red team the entire game. Without help, Orks have mainly been on the west side. Tactical Marines go down in retreat thanks to the assault cannon. Ouch. These Marines are lucky to get away. Last cannon just stick bombers throw stuff in retreat path, they'll get away though. What is this? A venerable dreadnought. Unique unit to the Techmarine, the best walker in the game pretty much. Up against knobs. None of this other stuff can really damage it. Terminators, of course, inspiring surrounding allies every time they kill something, which is that yellow thing beneath their feet every time they kill. Knobs will take out this venerable, one of the quickest venerable losses ever. Techmarine trying to repair it. Knobs down to 3 members, need to be careful, down to 1 member, and they retreat. Venerable gets away. Techmarine also just gets away. Force Commander following stuff back into base. Gets out, level 4 now, over 1100 health. 349 plays 22. Blues taking back the natural, or trying. Red's making a bit of a comeback here. Gaius Baltar losing an absolute ton of stuff. Only has heretics and a Chaos Predator. Well, this would be an amazing comeback if Reds can pull it off. They do have 2 Terminator squads and a venerable dreadnought being repaired. It's going to take a while. Assault Terminators of Namonakiheishi went down, didn't even see that. Mark target on these tacticals, they are forced off. 313 plays 22. Surely the Reds can't pull this off. They are getting a Predator, 2 Predators and more tacticals. Aekold, the only blue player interested in preserving his units, it seems. Predator goes down for Gaius Baltar. He has heretics and that is it. The west side is pretty much lost now. Gaius cannot push at all. Rebuys his Chaos Lord finally, he's getting his lightning claws. Force Commander in melee with these Terminators. Very bad news for the Terminators, they teleport out. Predator hits the field, trying to force off these Plasma Devastators. Techmarine goes down, Plasma Devastators are forced off. That's Ingo. Was that the third time he's gone down? Gantz is now level 7. Venerable has about a quarter of his HP back. Reds have a triple cap here. Every time I think a team can't come back, they do. Space Marines, of course, excelling in tier 3. Stick bombs flying in. Tactical Marines might be wiped. Just get away with 20 HP. Angels of Death saving them. Global ability of the Apothecary. Assault Marines really don't want to be in there. They cannot jump out now. Angels of Death only lasts 9 seconds. Predator backing them up, and Terminators inspiring all this stuff around them. Inspiring the scouts in a way, and these tacticals. It's the yellow glow beneath their feet. Reds consolidating on their VPs. This is hugely disappointing loss for the blue team if this happens. Gaius Baltar still has nothing. Looks like he's saving for a great unclean one, which is a mistake. It's just gonna die to Terminators and Venerables and tanks. Reds trying to retake their blue's natural, sorry. Gonna have a triple cap again. Feel sorry for Aekold. Still has tons of units but can't make a dent. Gaius Baltar settling for a Chaos Predator, which will do little, I don't think. Venerable almost back to full HP. Scouts and Techmarine healing him up. Bit of a lull in the action. Knobs are level 2. Level 3 tacticals. Blues hitting the field once again. Well, Aekold is. Super Scouts level 4 now. Predator has its las cannon. Not sure what Gaius Baltar thinks he can do against that. Reds doing a classic Space Marine game of attrition. Constantly being forced off but not losing as much as you'd think. Able to resurge in tier 3. This force commander is going to die because of the Librarian. Namonakiheishi must have forgotten about him. He goes down. Plasma Dev hitting the Venerable straight on there. Ouch. This is devastating engagement for blue team. Mekboy goes down. Tons of stuff dying. Something's being called down here. Terminators. More Terminators for Ingo. Triple cap, and Reds have pulled this off. Amazing comeback. 6-3-1, and there it is. That's a win for the red team. Never say never. Loads of people would have just conceded at that point. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Stats on the way.